forced to like walk around like this so that I feel less bad about myself. I'm going to preface this poem with, I'm not a Christian, but I used to be. And I don't hate Christians, but I worry sometimes that a lot of them hate me. On becoming a God-fearing Christian, or a list of things I didn't. When I was young, my mother sang in the church choir, and I didn't feel close to God. I went to church every week and got saved every Sunday and never felt saved. I thought maybe I was doing it wrong. When my father started taking us to church, I didn't mind, because I figured if I couldn't be as close to God as my mother, maybe I could attain the disinterested attitude my father has always had towards him. When I was 14, I didn't tell my mother I was queer. And I didn't want to have to tell God either. Could already feel his judgment all around me, could already feel hell nipping at my heels. I did come out at 15, and my mother had several things she was not afraid to tell me. Like, she hates the sin. But not the sinner. Hates everything I am, all I will be, and still somehow manages to love me. She's not afraid to tell me that God is disappointed. Didn't want me to give in any more than he wanted my father to be an alcoholic. After all this, when my mother said she loved me, I didn't believe her. In high school, I did go to class with the preacher's son, and I didn't tell him to shove the Bible where the sun don't shine. He wanted to do a Bible study with me. Was convinced that if he could show me all the ways in which God hates me, he could save me, carve the sick, rotting sin out of my heart. I didn't tell him, though I wish I had, that I would rather my sin fester in my heart forever as long as it means I am nothing like him. He took me to church sometimes, and when his father preached about Adam and Eve, but not Adam and Steve, can you imagine? How revolting! I didn't cry. There's a lot of crying I didn't do. When I went away to college, I didn't trust God anymore. Got sick and shaky when I walked into churches, got yelled at by screaming campus preachers, and once more felt hell on my heels. My mother told me recently that she can't understand why I, of all people, would have a complicated relationship with faith. I didn't tell her that I think maybe it is her faith which has always had a complicated relationship with me. I didn't tell her it's a long story, Mom, and if you think about it, you'll understand. I didn't tell her I think maybe you just don't want to understand. I've never met a happy Christian queer. The closest I've ever come is a man who spends his free time tirelessly translating Bibles, scouring its messages for some indication that he is loved by the God he loves. I have a complicated relationship with a faith I no longer belong to. On the one hand, I don't believe in the Christian God, and on the other, I can never escape these scars. Faith has burned and branded my heart, now bleeding, broken. I didn't ask for this. Most important on the list of things I didn't ask for this. I was not born to be a martyr, or to overcome myself and teach other queer kids how to hate themselves into perfect submission. I didn't ask to be separated from my queerness as if it's somehow possible to hate it without hating me. I didn't ever become a good Christian. But you can bet your ass I became God-fearing. I live in fear now of what people might do to me in the name of their God. I didn't ask for this. For this world so set against me, I didn't. There was a long list of things I didn't, but more important is the one thing I did. I didn't escape unscathed. Didn't get out without a few scars, didn't manage to hold my head up high all the time, but I did survive.